Harish, one thing that I want to make absolutely certain of, from a from a format when we're doing a briefing, what we want to do, as we prospect, is going to be probably some qualification of the leads, et cetera, but start them off with this is what it is. I want to put together a 2-page deck. Very crisp, tells the story, right? Before we go into a demo, because what we want to show is, yes, it's a solution that is broadly usable regardless of whether you're trying to convert from crystal reports or converting from Tableau, but we also have the ability to, regardless of whatever we ingest, we can make a bespoke, basically a bespoke dashboard for your business. We'll construct one preliminarily, but we can create a bespoke dashboard for whatever you need in order to use your data. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
The other question I got, this is something that just hit me. So say you've got a client and they've got multiple sites. Could be once, and again, this happens. There's Sri. Hey Sri. I was posing a question to Harish, and I'm thinking I know the answer, but I want to confirm. So you got a multi-site client, all right? Or you're working with a private equity firm that's got multiple portfolio companies, all right? And a lot of that could have multiple data sources in different formats. I want to make sure that if BIPort, if we're going to be ingesting data, we can ingest multiple data sources and still put that into whatever dashboard or whatever format is needed so that the customer has the data that they need. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you are partially right. I could get you. BIPort's role is limited in data ingestion. Okay. Let me give you a little more interesting insights.
Please.
Today's world, they are expecting, basically, large enterprises or medium-sized enterprises have one of the challenge. They have a fragmented approach in terms of business intelligence. Okay, so they have Tableau, they have crystal reports. As the BI and evolve, they have multiple systems. But the end users are still facing the challenge of self-service analytics. Okay, see, they are no way concerned about today's problem of what is the problem of a data engineer and director of data. Okay, their problem, what they need as a solution is, self-service analytics. Okay, number one. So Tableau, SAP, or Click are little far away from self-service analytics. Number one, the basic reason is these are all standalone BI platforms.
Yep.
Right? You understand, right? So Tableau does not have a data modeling layer. It has its own, but it cannot comply with it cannot work with other platforms.
Is Tableau, well, thinking of it from prior experience. If you've got a data lake, you've got Tableau sitting over top of it. That's your transformation layer, and you can play with it as long as you know what the schema looks like.
Right. So today's world is expecting cloud native BI architect, okay, and very close to enterprise license agreements, right? So Microsoft already has footprint across small, medium, large enterprises with cloud as their Microsoft Azure and Office 365 penetration. So saying so, today that is the reason most people are looking towards one, it is cloud native BI architecture. Two, today the price is also, I mean, the enterprises have a price sensitive model. Okay. So they cannot bear the, higher pricing of standalone's BI system.
Got it.
That's that. While Tableau can sit on top of any data lake, but it itself is not a as part of enterprise license agreement, right? Say for example, my organization has Microsoft Office 365, whereas in an enterprise license agreement, I am getting my E5 license, which is nothing but Power BI is embedded into it, and on top of it, in the cloud native BI architecture and AI powered analytics, Power BI has evolved a lot with Copilot integration. That is where the self-service BI and data democratization is happening. One, with the power of Microsoft Fabric, which we call it as unified data platform, okay, from ingestion. And today, when you have Microsoft Fabric, again, the enterprise license agreement does not allow you to visualize the reports in Tableau, right?
Uh,
Okay, so that is the reason enterprises are moving from Tableau or Click or several other platforms to Power BI. Let me take one example of one of the customer and I'll pause it here. Centara, which is a healthcare company based out of East Coast. Microsoft has funded their you know data modernization from several data platforms to Databricks, Microsoft Azure Databricks. Okay. However, Centara has about 700 Tableau reports and about 100 Power BI reports.
shit.
Okay. So this Microsoft funding got stopped because they have Tableau as their end BI layer.
Let's so they've got part of their enterprise business intelligence that they're doing is running off of Tableau. Part of it's running off of Power BI, and the two they can't get a full picture without essentially extracting everything. Yeah, okay, got it.
So
That's a huge issue.
and when you have fragmented business intelligence tools, right? When you have
Mm-hmm.
Tableau, when you have Power BI, okay, the users also today have one of the challenge, okay, switching from Tableau to Power BI for certain reports. For certain reports, they'll have to depend on Power BI, and the administration becomes challenging. The
Oh
cost
yeah,
has
it does. Plus
after
cost
Salesforce,
prohibitive because
exactly.
Salesforce wants theirs.
Salesforce wants to mint money,
Yep.
right? So that's where they have been doing. They're increasing the prices by 25%. They've increased the prices in the last 3 years by 25%. Okay. And they've brought in new, things, what we call, they call it as in the software world, there is a, mechanism to, remove the, I mean, making the versions obsolete, right?
Hmm?
Today, a Tableau user or a Tableau company, a company which has implemented Tableau, has to mandatory update in 2 years, that is 24 months.
Does there, because I know in Microsoft Enterprise, depending on your enterprise agreement, most of those updates, are included as part of your license.
Why will Salesforce give that?
But what I'm saying, Salesforce does not.
Right. So there is a manual effort involved in migrating from version to the other version. Testing is involved. So it is not cloud native, right? So to keep the lights on, the company has to keep investing on the upgrades, though the upgrade might be part of their licensing agreement, but still to keep the lights on, the company has to invest in terms of manual migration. Okay. And the cost of and the
There's a
sorry,
manual. There's a manual when
upgrade.
they upgrade. There's a manual.
So that's a new thing that Tableau has brought up. But Power BI, unlike as an office, is completely embedded in Office 365. Okay, and on top of it, there is no I mean the user side of it is only viewing. Okay, desktop is all developers, so it's not going to affect the end user.
Got it.
So those are the things are, and on top of it, the Delta Airlines, head of data mentioned us, okay, not only the pricing, but Tableau after migrating to Tableau Cloud. So they have two versions. Until 2019 or so, they used to have Tableau Cloud and Tableau Tableau on-prem. Now they have they made Tableau on-prem, you know, mandatory for most of the customers to migrate to Tableau Cloud.
Okay.
So in this context, once they migrated to Tableau Cloud, they had to invest in terms of migration cost. That's a different story here. But after the Tableau Cloud has taken over, the support is also taken over by Tableau Cloud. Now the support is too messy, because even my vendor said they have added licenses to me, but I've not realized for 1.5 months, because it is all centralized. Rather, in Microsoft Office 365, the Power BI licensing, everything is at the tenant level.
Mm-hmm.
Activation is just the tenant level. You pay, pay as you go. More the number of licenses with Power BI, premium, it gets shot up. That kind of flexibility that Power BI gives. So
Yeah,
raw,
there's like an annual true up you got to do during the there's an annual true up you got to do during the licensing process.
absolutely.
So,
So that's where we will evolve from a story of the enterprises needs for cloud native BI architecture, and how Microsoft Fabric is deep diving the ecosystem. Okay, and we will present certain real world success stories. One of the case study, and then we will take it to
to the
the
demo.
to the demo. Yeah, fine.
Let me ask this question, and actually two questions. First, cutting to the chase. From a revenue, how is Sparity going to monetize BIPort? Is it going to be on an engagement and basically a maintenance, or
Absolutely.
is it is it by user, or is it just a fee based on revenue, number of employees? I mean, how is that? Because I'm trying to think through this, you know, from the standpoint, how disparity, show. Because
Okay.
remember, guys, remember, the IT, the CIO is not the only decision maker on this. You're
Yeah.
gonna have COO, and you're gonna have the chief, and you're gonna have the procurement guys going in there. Okay,
Yeah.
procurement guy's gonna look, okay, how's this helping my cost? CIO is going to be doing the same thing, but the guys you're going to have to convince are the procurement guys, because all they can see is the dollars.
Absolutely.
I know
Yeah.
this because that used to be my job at NCR.
You
So,
nailed it.
how is it monetized for Sparity? And do we have a comparison to show CIO, COO, and the CPO? This is what it's going to do for you.
Absolutely. So we are building in a couple of pages. Okay. We have a migration ROI calculator. Okay.
Perfect.
Number one, what's parity gains out of it? Number one is basically it's a managed service model. We are not in the business of giving this tool and let the client take the headache of it, because
Mm-hmm.
migration has one of the challenge. It because it consumes a lot of energy and time from the business too. Our
Mm-hmm.
tool is ensuring that the business knowledge is preserved.
So
Okay.
the fee includes migration, but it also includes ongoing PS to support it, etc. They don't
Ab-
have to incur additional headcount or infrastructure in order to keep this thing going.
Absolutely, you've nailed it. The
Perfect.
all that the company has to do is to connect BIPort with their Tableau environment and give us the support with respect to domain, and rest of the you know handshake will happen with the Power BI reports.
So I
Number one.
think to
Number one.
next Ari's question, Harish. So one is with the migration, yes, there is a cost saving. It's very straightforward, right? That is first thing. And migration as it is kind of cumbersome, because it shouldn't affect, um, because every executive would like to see their dashboards every day. So that's
Mhm.
why the time of migration should be faster. That we are taking care. So if a company has, say, 500 Tableau reports, that means they would be having 5 or 6 or 3 or 4 Tableau engineers. So then what will happen if they move to Power BI? I mean, then they will need again so many Power BI engineers, and during the transition they can. So these are the hard questions, Ari, we got through. So what we proposed is, once the migration is done, we can give the support. I mean, you still can have one or two on your this thing, but rest, we can. You pick the guy who knows maximum knowledge in Tableau. We'll retrain that person in Power BI, and the remaining team we can do it offsite support, where the cost of your day-to-day operations also will go down. So there is a great savings in licensing, and there is, you can also reduce the cost of your day-to-day, generation and maintenance of the report. Harish, did I miss anything?
No, Shrikant, this is good.
Basically, you're going to go from multiple individual the shtick, as it were, because you're already invested in Fabric, Azure, and all the associated licenses within Microsoft. It's all bundled together. But instead of having a per license cost with Tableau, you still might have that data there, but you're basically going to go from multiple licenses, maybe down to a super user license. All that stuff will go through, and it will then go through via BIPort, that information transformation layer that makes it accessible via Power BI. Am I thinking this through correct? Am I thinking the architecture through correctly? In other words, the data is all going to be wherever the data is, but you're no longer going to have all these multiple. Wait a minute, something just clicked. You're essentially getting rid of Tableau. You're taking the information from whatever data lake you've got, converts to Power BI, and therefore your licenses with Tableau you no longer needed. Everything that you've already got with an enterprise license, whatever enterprise license you have with Microsoft, it's going to be covered within Power BI anyway. So you convert it to Power BI, and you have this massive savings of moving all that data out of the multiple data sort the multiple transformation layers and into Tableau, and now you got it all in Power BI. Fair statement?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's where we are going to enter into their data landscape, Ari. First, we are going to enter as a BI modernization specialist. Okay. Then we are going to talk about data modernization too. That is going to help the customer in achieving much more. But the entry into the enterprise is through a BI modernization.
Got it.
That's the essence that I want to here. And apart from that, it is evident once we get into the shoes of the chief innovation officer or CIO, then there more problems are yet to come, because it is data. AI is going to be on top of data. So if AI disruption should happen, the data lake or a lake house has to be in place. So
Uh-huh.
that's where it's a larger opportunity for Sparity to get into innovation in terms of data warehousing. But that's a long-term game. For us
Mhm.
today, what we are saying to enterprises is, say for example, today the cost of Power BI licensing is 50% of Tableau licensing price. If an enterprise is spending $1 million in Tableau, they don't need to spend $1 million. All that they need to spend is 500K. And for the report migration, if they invest about 500K to 750K, they will realize their ROI period within a 1 to 1.5 year. If it is manually done, it is close to 2.5 to 3 years. We're cutting down the time to 1 year. We are making their reports, unifying reports, and we are keeping the lights on for the enterprise.
Yep. And
So
it's invisible to the end user.
yeah.
Is there already a presentation input? Because what I have not seen, guys, I need to get a copy of it.
Definitely. So what we have done all these days is we were directly marketing Tableau to Power BI migration. But today, I was speaking to Srikanth. We want to tweak a little bit in terms of saying the title is going to be, something creative. Let's say, just give me a second. I worked it a little ago. Let's say it'll be the future of business intelligence.
We got to boil it down. We got to really boil, because that's a broad, dude. That's a broad, because
Or
these guys are using their neurons to say, okay, what does that mean? We want to make sure that they understand straight away, that they don't, especially these guys that have very, high signal to noise ratio. That gets very noisy. We want to be very prescriptive on this.
yeah. I just I've been revolutionizing data analytics, the next generation of cloud native BI platforms, and Microsoft Fabric.
We got to boil that down.
Okay.
Hey, give me a shot at that.
Sure.
Shoot that over to here's the last 4 minutes. Shoot me the deck, the current deck.
Okay.
I'm going to get a copy of this Firefly. I'm going to get a copy of the Firefly notes, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what
I want to do is I want to boil this bad boy down to about 3 to 5 introductory slides.
Sure.
Give them a here's what it is, here's what it does, here's what it's going to cost, and here's what it's going to save you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then we go into the demo, and actually go into the success stories, go into the demo, and just say, when would you like for us to start?
Absolutely.
So, Sri, does that make sense?
Yeah.
We are speaking. Sri, we are speaking with the livings.
Yes, definitely it makes sense. I think the title is important, how you position
Very
it,
much so.
how you start marketing. And then we will have another call. Probably when you would like to have another next call?
Monday, Tuesday next week. Is
Okay,
that good?
let's shoot for Monday.
Okay.
So another 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
meantime, Ari will go through all the marketing material and all that we have given. And also we will put the title and how we want to present the webinar going to be. So, and also see if we can get somebody from Microsoft also join. Let's see even briefly, but that is it. Yeah.
Shit.
Yes.
I'm gonna give I got a guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
He may not be the right guy, but I want to find out from my guy who we should be talking to.
Absolutely.
Dude, let me tell you something. They get a hold of something like this, and it's a complimentary service. Oh, they'll be all over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those guys, right?
Yes.
So
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
if it's something that's going to help them hawk more product and beat out Salesforce, oh God, they'll be all over it.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
Okay, please talk to him.
He's my
Yeah.
age, and he is a muckety muck within the group. If he's
Okay.
not the guy, he's got several other guys that he'll want to hook
Right.
up with us. All
We
right.
will suggest somebody. Yeah. Okay, great. Harish, are we all clear?
Absolutely, Srikanth. This is exciting. Ari is excited. We are equally excited because Ari conveyed that he's going to bring someone from Microsoft. So that gives that brings us to a little more excitement.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, guys. I want you guys to have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.